Ready when you guys are. Post game here on an Education Day, NJIT, a 71-67 overtime win against Bryant. And we're with assistant coach Colleen Moriarty, who I'm sure her blood pressure right now is starting to die down a little bit after that crazy come-from-behind win for NJIT, down by as many as 18 points. And, Coach, thank you as always for joining me. And secondly, how can you just digest everything that took place in that second half and overtime period? What an effort by your ball club late in this game.
Yeah, it was an incredible fight, from the starters to the bench. Honestly, it was a loud atmosphere in here, and we knew it was going to be tough. Like, Bryant is a great team, but the confidence and composure that we had in the second half, the fight, is definitely our identity. Like, we don't want to get in those positions, but we are fighters, and we're relentless to get back in this game. So I'm super proud of our group for fighting.
Now, I mean, I'm sure you and the coaches are going to sit there and examine some numbers. Okay, let it be here nor there. But one thing that really, a couple things stand out to me. 44 points in the paint compared to them being 20, and fast break points at 15 in the bench. 33 points off the bench compared to Bryant for 13. Really an all-around team effort here today. And how satisfying is it to you as a coach knowing that it doesn't always have to be our starting five to get the job done? Our bench can contribute to our victory.
Absolutely. I mean, Kiana off the bench was huge, scoring inside, getting to the free throw line. Alejandra, getting to the rim, she's been incredible for us. Looking at the box score post game, you see 5 kids in double figures, and you're like, this is team basketball, and that's what our offense is. So we're just really proud of the contributions from the bench to the starters, and it's nice to see people stepping up. So it was a great overall team win.
And on the other side too, I mean, you knew Bryant coming into this. They're better than what their record says. They lost some close games. And number 5, Fortuny, you keep her to just 6 points, get her to foul out of the game. Number 21, Gallagher, she certainly had her presence made known today. Number 24, Badzioni. But you look at number 0, Perkins, hit 3 after 3 after 3. But your team was able to withstand all of that. What was the conversation, even throughout the game, even at halftime, to say, look, we may be down, or, they're hitting baskets when we feel like we're coming back? How are they able to keep their composure and finally get through it all and, like we said, get the victory here today?
Well, we've been in plenty of situations like this season, so I think having that, experience really helped us, knowing that we can do it. The game plan was to stop number 5. She's a leading scorer in the America East. We know they're surrounded by shooters, some of the best in the conference. So we just dug in. I mean, Perkins hit a bunch of threes, but when it came down to the wire, we were not letting her catch. We were trying to make her dribble. So we kind of really executed our game plan. And Alejandra did a great job on her, and it was a whole team effort overall.
I got to ask about Alejandra, too, talk a little bit more about her. I mean, she comes off the bench, and it just seems like right now, and I shouldn't even say just right now, but throughout the season, that she plays with this, like, lunchbox mentality. It's funny, Bryant being called the Bulldog, she has a Bulldog mentality, and to really just fight through, 2 defenders, get the layups, just play cold, hard, physical basketball. I mean, does it get contagious, you think, to some of the other players? Because you start to see with her play, Lizzie, Kenna, and, of course, Kiana and company, we're really starting to feed off her energy and enthusiasm.
Absolutely. We say, like, freshmen can come in and lead, and I think people definitely feed off of Alejandra. Her relentless to get to the paint and get fouled. It is contagious. In the first half, like, she was struggling a little bit, but she knew if she's just stuck with it and played hard, as she always does, she leads by example. So we're really proud of her and her intensity.
No, absolutely, yes. Certainly a lot to be proud of, too. I mean, and even you have days, too, where, like, and we said it on the broadcast, Drew, Casey, and I, that you're going to have your days when you go to the office and things don't work out well for you. So Trinity, she struggled a little bit today. But then she was able to come through late in the game. So do you think she matured today knowing that, look, I'm not going to be able to hit shots, maybe miss some free throws, but when the moment calls for it, I can step up. Do you think there was some maturation from her here today?
Absolutely. And I think when she was out on the bench, knowing what she had to do, and she knows when she goes in what she has to do. So definitely some maturity. She is a sophomore, so she is grown a lot. And yeah, like Kiana stepped up, and she knew when she was in, like, that she had to get to the line and get fouled, and she did do that. And she got some huge rebounds at the end. She would sky up, chin it, and be strong with it. So she really came on top, at the end of the game when we needed her.
Of course, and Aria Myers as well, too, hitting some big shots, a couple big threes. And we talked about Kiana as well, too. But even, of course, Maria and Grace and so on and so forth. Lily, of course, doing what she's capable to do day in and day out. So you get now 4 wins in America East play. You got a couple of days, and now Vermont's coming in on Saturday. I know it's still a lot to digest, but what do you think should be some areas of focus in practice to get prepared for the Catamounts and a big game on Saturday night?
Yeah, I mean, we have a tough competition Saturday. UVM's always been a tough one for us. Maybe just keeping it together in the first and coming out on fire rather than waiting to get punched and then go at them. We have some things to improve upon. It wasn't a perfect night, but the fight needs to start when the ball goes up the first time, not in overtime.
Exactly.
We're looking forward to it. We can't celebrate for too long. We just got to get onto the office and prepare for the next one. So we'll be ready for it.
And she is serious. They're literally, the coaching staff is going to go watch film here before they head home and try to at least celebrate a little bit of the victory. Coach, thanks for joining me as always. Do you have the scout Saturday?
I do not.
Okay, all right. So I look forward to talking to you whenever you have your scout next.
Absolutely. Always a pleasure.
All right, that's Colleen Moriarty. Once again, NJIT victorious in overtime over Bryant.